So, peace and greetings, everyone. Happy today. It's a Three of Clubs day, but happy Eight of Diamonds week. You haven't caught one of my lives in a while. Yes, I haven't been live at this time in a while. I used to do live on the weekends for all in the cards. And then I took a break, traveled, all sorts of things. So happy to be back here doing this with y'all. Good evening to you. So we're gonna be talking about this Eight of Diamonds. The first thing that's kind of coming up for me is peace and blessings to you. Is I saw Kevin Hart's video. I don't know if anybody caught that of him in a wheelchair. Talking about he was trying to do some 40-year-old things, or some 20-year-old things as a 40 in his mid 40s. So, all that kind of stuff. But, he's an Eight of Diamonds. He's a Nine of Diamonds, but he just turned 44 and the Eight of Diamonds pushes him forward. And so he's like, basically in utero. And in his utero year, in the womb, and it's like, calm yourself down, calm down. Eight of Diamonds pushing him forward, like, okay, calm it down. So I guess the posing question that I'll offer before we dig into the cards of the spread of the Eight of Diamonds is, because the Eight of Diamonds sits in the sun position, right in the middle, it is the sun, it is the highlighter, right? And under the sun, all things are lit up. We can see, right? So what is being shown to you in this Eight of Diamonds week? It's the highlighter, right? You're highlighting your book, the parts you want to remember, right? The Eight of Diamonds is the highlighter because it sits in the sun position. So what is it highlighting for you? That's the posing question that I will ask. And then also just speak about yes, the lives in Tanzania, back in Oakland now. So yeah, thank you for participating in the lives in Tanzania. That's dope. So the Eight of Diamonds, like I said, it sits in the sun position. So it's a very regarded card, right? It's a highly regarded energy. It's an 8, so it is very powerful, right? This is an energy that does not give up or go away easily, right? It is bringing force, it's bringing energy with, I don't want to say no regard to your feelings, but the sun is it's gonna do what it's gonna do regardless of how you feel that day, how you look that day, what your attitude is like. None of those things matter, right? It's going to do what it's going to do. It's the star, right? It's one of the celebrity card energies. And the diamond is bringing value. So it's this powerful force of the 8, bringing value, right? The 8 of Diamonds, value, money, financial stability, all those kinds of things. So this is like a great week to get loans, grants, all those money things you kind of been waiting on. Like, you can really push the envelope this week and apply to some things, or you may be receiving notifications that you successfully, got some things. So definitely take advantage of that. Like, if you've been like, ooh, I want to, open up a line of credit for my business, like, this is a great week to do it. A credit card for your business, whatever, I was going to say credit card for yourself, but however you need to roll, this would be a great week to do so. Doing all things like that deal with the bank, financial institutions, stocks, those kinds of things would be really dope to apply to and get done this week. So the Eight of Diamonds has a King of Spades and Mercury, the most powerful card in the deck, right? King of Spades. Oh, look, there go the King of Spades right there. King of Spades, most powerful card in the deck, and it has it in Mercury. So these are very powerful individuals from a very young age, right? And the King of Spades is the card of God. And there's duality in all these things. So, where there's God, there's what is the opposite of God? I mean, you can put words to that for yourself. But heaven, God, Satan, those kinds of things. I don't delve into that, but there's polarity. Let's just keep it at that. There's polarity in all things. So just as God or the Most High, Olodumare, can give life, provide life, life can be taken. It's a very powerful energy. And so because it's in Mercury, it is going to be very impactful for Geminis and Virgos to really step into their power, their higher self, their God essence, right? So don't hold back this week. Don't hold back, Virgos and Geminis. We just stepped into Virgo season. We in Mercury retrograde. In Virgo, like this King of Spades is like, bring the power, right? Exude your power, speak your power. And depending on, where your Mercury is and all those things, Mercury retrograde doesn't mean that you have to slow down or any of those things. Astrologically, you can, sort that out with the astrologist. But, for me, I find being a Gemini that Mercury retrogrades are not like this heavy, oh my God, all these things are happening. They're usually pretty good. I'm gonna just say they're always good. So I can just, roll with that energy, right? They're always good for me. So really stepping into your power, speaking your power. And this is for everyone. It's not only specific to a sign. Speaking your power, saying your piece, what is it that you really want, and moving in that way. Like, there's no other way, right? You speak it and so it is, period. So definitely moving in that energy. This energy, let me go back a little bit, is pushed forward by the 10 of clubs. So there's these 3 cards in the crown line. You got the 8 of diamonds in the middle, the 10 of clubs, and the King of Spades. The 10 of clubs is pushing it forward. This is the coach of the sun, right? It's like, speak, let the people hear your voice. What is it? Tell us what it is. All these kinds of things. So the 8 of diamonds, you should definitely be speaking, saying what it is that you want, what you need. Don't be shy. 8 of diamonds ain't shy. No. Not shy at all. And neither is the sun. So definitely don't hold back. Venus, the Venus energy, Venus card is the 3 of hearts. We still in Venus retrograde. I hope it's going good for y'all. I hope y'all doing all the re energy, like re-energizing, rethinking, reviewing, just all the the stuff, the do-over stuff, just reevaluating. Restoration has been the word for me. Restoring, right? So I've been cleansing, you know, definitely cleansing. If you're being called to do that, you need to go ahead and do that. But the Venus energy is the Three of Hearts, which is very playful, right? It's very playful energy. It sits Mercury. So very extremely youthful energy. And it's in Venus, so it's what you're attracting, the energy that you're attracting. Could be children, so, if Libras and Tauruses in particular are doing work with children. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Just had a little moment for myself there. Definitely myself. I'm doing work with the children. Definitely petitioning to get some work done with the children this week. So in alignments, yes, of course. But also just being youthful, right? This youthful energy that sometimes we forget. And even the sun, like being able to play out in the sun. If the Eight of Diamonds is the sun, then you value what? Playtime. You value enjoyment, right? The Three of Hearts is about enjoying your space, enjoying the people that are around you, and attracting good just vibes, good energy. So you definitely want to consider that in what you're attracting. The Three of Hearts can have a interesting time deciding, like, do I do this? Do I do that? But I would just say really be led by joy this week, and finding out how you value joy, you know, um, and making time for joy, right? It's essential. Like, we decided to come to this plane and experience the life that we're experiencing. And, if you're not enjoying it, then you can decide, okay, I need to experience some joy and see what that is, see how that feels, and your level of attraction will change and shift, right? So I think it's important to do that this week. You may find yourself, doing some things that you did as a child, that just bring just, happiness and love and excitement and joy to you. And I think those things should always stay with us. We shouldn't forget those things. And they may change and shift as you get older. Like, you may have been a roller skater when you was young, and now you might go to the adult skate, whatever. But I think that level of joy is important. And because Venus is about attraction, and that Three of Hearts being Venus, this is how you attract, being in the energy of enjoyment, right? So the Mars energy, the things that we'll be working on, let me adjust this. The things that we'll be working on, it's crooked now. The things that we'll be working on, that we will be fighting against. Mars is like fight, but it doesn't have to be this brutal kind of energy, right? But it's like taking action. The things we'll be taking action on will be our curiosity, being inquisitive. This energy, the Mars card, is the Ace of Clubs. So Mars ruling Aries and Scorpios, right? You may find that they're a lot more inquisitive this week. And again, this energy is not specific to them, but I just put that out there for y'all. And you may find that you need to ask more questions. You need to be more inquisitive. It's also an energy of technological advancements. Um, you may be feeling like, I want to start an app, or there's a particular app that has your attention. Technology may be calling you. Maybe you need to update your website and things like that. And ask more questions. You may be asking questions of your followers. There's also Mars deals with males. So males in particular may be asking more questions, maybe more inquisitive. Because the Ace of Clubs has the Ace of Spades, and what is that, Saturn, is going to get to the bottom of some things, right? It's going to get to the bottom of things, just by asking questions. So definitely do that. If you have a business in particular, this may be a good week to put out surveys, to your customers, your constituents, your followers, whatever, and ask them, what do you need from my platform? Is there something that maybe you wish would come back? Something these are the things I've been thinking about. You choose what should come next, asking questions, right? Okay, so the Jupiter energy. Well, before I move to Jupiter, let me also just say that the Ace of Clubs is like a binary card, right? Because it switches places. It only goes one of two places. I'm happy to see you in here too. Yay. Oh, wait, what's my heart doing? It only moves one or two places. It's either Mercury, Venus, or Venus, Neptune. So it has the Two of Hearts. The Two of Hearts are the two supporting cards, the challenging and supporting karma cards. So in relation to partnerships, and that's whatever kind of partnerships. The Two of Hearts can be like the soulmate card, but soulmates are not always in particularly romantic. But in relation to any types of partnerships that you may be beginning during this time, asking questions, right? So if you do decide to take advantage of this Eight of Diamonds energy, applying to a grant, applying for, a line of credit for your business or whatever it is, asking questions, like get to the nitty gritty, right? Get to that fine print so that you know exactly what's going on, because things will be revealed when there's an Ace of Clubs involved, because it has an Ace of Spades. Ace of Spades is secrets, and it's going to find out, right? So definitely take notes of that as you move in throughout the rest of this week. The Jupiter energy, so for Sagittariuses, and just overall expansion and abundance and bounty, this bountiful energy, right, of Jupiter, that is calling our attention to the Queen of Clubs this week. The Queen of Clubs is the energy of intuition, organization, right? So it's like what I just am hearing is like, you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready, right? So it's like, if you stay ready, this level of organization that you have around yourself, your business, what have you, right? The Queen of Clubs this week will allow you to intuitively, like, okay, I know when to move. I know when to do this. I have all these things in order. Let's go. It's go time. Your intuition can be a little off sometimes if you're not organized, because you're too preoccupied with thinking like, oh, I don't have this, I don't have that, da, 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 you know, but this is the queen energy. It's nurturing, but it's the queen mother, right? It is the big speaker, the big communicator, right? This is Erykah Badu's energy. And that was a little loud. But really tapping into our intuition, sharing our intuition, right? Because we're remembering, we're still talking about the 8 of diamonds. This is just the full spread. So the things that will expand us is talking about what we feel is coming, talking about, whatever your expertise is. Share that with the world this week. Share your intuitive insights. So, if you're in tech, you're into AI and you're into stocks, whatever it is you're into, like, share about it. Do some little tidbit videos and get people interested, and really just whatever your intuition is guiding you to do. It will be expansive this week, so just do it. Right. It has a 10 of diamonds supporting it, which is big energy, right? You may find that a lot of your Queen of Clubs friends, if you know the cards, they're very attractive, and not just physically, usually physically though, but they attract a lot of energy. And so being mindful on how to manipulate that, in a sense, how to navigate that, I guess would be a better word. And being able to deliver a message, a broader message. Again, like the sun gives a broad message. It's time to wake yo up, right? That's the broad message of the sun. It's time to eat. It's time to lay down. Like, it has very direct but expansive messages. So that's what we should be also doing, because we are following the star, the celebrity. And I don't mean that in like we do what celebrities do, or we, like lust for them or anything like that, but it is an example of the energy that is around, right? So in particular, this is an actual star. This is the sun. Look at the hummingbird. And so we're gonna do what this star does. We're gonna amplify our message. That's what the sun just gave me to tell you. Amplify your message. Right. And it has a 3 of hearts challenging it. So here's that 3 of hearts again. Enjoyment, being playful, not taking yourself too seriously, having serious work, but in it still being able to be playful and like, I got this image of like buoyancy on the water, like you're not stiff, like trying to float. I don't know how to swim, but you're not stiff, like trying to float, like you're buoyant and you're, being able to flow, that kind of energy. So, okay. The Saturn energy here is for the restrictions. It can be for Capricorns as well. But it's Saturn. It's like, these are the lessons that I want you to learn this week, this 7-day cycle. These are the lessons. And these lessons are dealing with the 10 of spades. The 10 of spades is a 10. So the sun is going to be successful. This is the most successful 10 in the spread because it's the spade. It's the elder 10, if you will. And it is telling you, ooh, I like this. I just got a little insight. about healing. And this particular, like the Eight of Diamonds, it literally being the sun, the Ten of Spades being the healer. It deals with being able to heal yourself, right? And how we can heal in the sun. I was just talking with my children about this, like how, animals need sun, the plants and trees and things need sun. We need sun too. And I know the sun has been a little, demonized a little bit just in regards to cancer and things like that. But we need sun, particularly my people of color, right? In the diaspora. That is our charge. We get a charge from the sun, especially if you were eating, plants. If you eat meat too, like that meat, that animal was in the sun almost all day, soaking up that sun energy. So the sun has particular energies, minerals, and all the things that come to us. So Saturn is restrictive, so you may not be in the sun all day, but it can help with your healing because the Ten of Spades is a card of self-healing. So if there's anything going on with you, any ailments that you may be having, this is the week where you will heal yourself, right? Knowing how to fast, getting more sun, and particularly, in the rising, in the morning, getting sun after you eat to help you digest, eating foods of the sun, particularly plants, herbs, and things like that, right? The Ten of Spades is also like the card of the workaholic. So you may find that, you're just like kind of working this week. It's a lot of work to be done. This is also the card of distractions. This card holds many energies, right? Healing yourself, distractions, workaholic, interruptions, that's kind of distractions too. But what is it doing? It's all kind of related, right? So you need to heal, but you're working too hard. And then you get a distraction and you're mad at the distraction. But really the distraction is saying that you just need to slow down. So it's a very spiritual card as well, right? So this is work doesn't always consist of this like go, do kind of work. The work is also healing work, right? So the work may be, you need to sit down and talk to your ancestors. You need to sit down and talk to your spiritual guides. Like, let them do their part. Let spirit, however you may call it, do their part. You've done your part. Now you heal, prepare, because they're gonna do their part and you need to be ready for it, right? It has a Four of Hearts challenging karma card. So that is the energy of the ancestors that I was just speaking of. So yeah, there's that. And then the Uranus card is the Five of Clubs. Uranus in cardology dealing with Aquarius and Leo energy, right? So you may find that your words on the sun was such confirmation. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. I'm so happy. So you may find that your Aquarius and Leo friends are extra chatty this week. And again, it's not restricted to them. This is just the energy that's out there. You may find you yourself you have those energies somewhere in your astrological and cardology chart. But you may feel extra chatty about a particular thing, wherever Leo and Aquarius sit for you, right? This energy is very adventurous. So you may find yourself taking, walks to different places, or taking a drive to a different place. You may find that you're talking about the trips that you want to take next, and just, adventure, excitement. Five of Clubs love adventure and excitement. Um, and it could just be simple. It could be going to, the river, going to the beach, going to hike in the woods. But you may find that you experience that unexpectedly this week, because Uranus deals with the unexpected. It also deals with friends. So you may have a group of friends where you're like, hey, let's go do this. Like, let's hang, let's do something outdoors. Let's do something different, right? And the Four of Clubs is here supporting that energy. So that was the card of yesterday. So maybe something for you happened yesterday with your friends, or something that you normally don't do happen for you. Let's see where we at in time. Okay, we cool. So the Five of Hearts is challenging it. That Five of Hearts is like, move, 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 shift, 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 do something different, explore. So if you have that feeling and that urge, I encourage you to do so. I noticed within this last month or so that there were certain things that I wanted to do that I was just like gonna let slide, right? I was gonna let it slide. Like, why are you letting that slide? Why don't you do it? What's wrong with you doing that? And remembering the Three of Hearts, we're here for enjoyment. We're here to experience life to its fullest. It's not, life is not a sentence. It's not this thing, you can enjoy your life. Okay. Neptune. This is for Pisces energy, and also just the energy of the unexpected, right? Not unexpected like Uranus, because Uranus will come in and just be like a curveball. Neptune can kind of be like that too, because it's just things that you didn't necessarily see. You didn't necessarily see coming. But that could be good as well. I'm just trying to adjust my incense so it doesn't burn nothing. Let's see. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, life is not a sentence. Been feeling that way lately. Yeah, it's not a sentence. It's not at all. And we're in the diamond season, right? So we're in retrograde season. Not season, but just also happens to be a time of retrograde. So we're really reevaluating our values and our belief systems. What do we value? Like, does this serve you anymore? I was listening to a video earlier today, and it's like, that belief may have been good for you because that belief was a part of the a pathway that was least resistant. But maybe that pathway is not, so it's not resistant anymore. That's not the pathway of least resistance anymore. You've adjusted, you've grown, and now you need to create a new belief, because that one just doesn't serve you anymore. And so this is just that time, reevaluating what you believe. It's not this hardcore stamp that says, I was in my Venus period when I turned 13, and I exited when I was 25, and I've got my values, and that they're just there. That's just what they are. No, no, you can change them. They shift with you because we evolve, we continuously evolve. And what was valuable in your 20s is not going to be as valuable in your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. So, and that's fine. That's beautiful. We're getting a time to do that right now. This is a time to reevaluate your values. Hey, peace. So, in alignment with speaking about values, the Neptune card is a diamond. It's a 3 of diamonds. So this is kind of Neptune dealing with spirituality, dealing with a little illusion, a little delusion, a little bit of unseen, a little bit of entertainment. We have some 3 of diamonds, energy that's being showcased now in terms of like, Trump, he's a 3 of diamonds, and, things like that. So, but the 3 of diamonds, the 3 representing, it holds like a Jupiter energy. It's about expansion. But it's also like a fork in the road. You could go there, or you could go there. I mean, could I do both? Not at the same time per se, but the 3s have decisions to make. And these are decisions, again, about values. What's most valuable? So, this 3 of diamonds energy can be known to, rob Peter to pay Paul type of energy, right? Like really balancing money, shifting money over here, over there, using this for that. And those are investments. It has a Queen of Diamonds, supportive karma card. So the Queen of Diamonds is an investor for sure. So you have to place your money in places that are going to be most valuable for you. And so again, that may not be what it was last year. You may decide that, so-and-so company ain't getting my money no more. And it's not to say you don't have it, but that value just shifted, right? But also, because Neptune is also very, very much about spirituality. Spiritually, what are you valuing? How are you using that fork, that 3 to I hope one of those, directions involves a level of spirituality and spiritual grounding, right? The Pluto card, the challenge, the transformation, the transition, the underbelly. I don't know where that just came from. Scorpion energy, right, is the Ace of Spades, right? So this Pluto energy is the Ace of Spades, Scorpion-like energy. And so it's a challenge. It's calling forth people to step into, right? And it usually works better that way, right? When there's a challenge or a position of opposition, or maybe just something you haven't done yet, and you're like, how am I going to address this? How am I going to tackle this? Again, tackle seems so like it's hard. You just want to face it head on, right? You want to face it head on. And so the Ace of Spades deals with that unknown realm. It deals with magic, the magi, um, the secret forces, um, the sciences of, esoteric sciences and knowledge, and like, so it is definitely about diving deeper into maybe what you call the rabbit hole, right? That is the challenge here, which is interesting because we're talking about the 8 of Diamonds, which is the sun. So here's that duality, right? It's like the underworld kind of energy, because it is a death card, one of the older school death cards. It is a card itself of transformation, let alone it being also in Pluto. And so, but it also sheds light to, the process of the sun, right? It doesn't stop, but our view, our point of view, our vantage point, right, is given Ace of Spades. Like, there was light and now there's dark. Now there's what's not seen, right? And having to deal with that, so facing those kinds of things head on. And that could just be for you diving deeper into your spirituality, your shadow self, however that looks for you. There may be a teacher in particular that you needed to like get up with and call and, study under. You should, check in and do that. Remembering that it is the 8 of Diamonds week. So maybe, you couldn't afford their class at that time, but maybe they're running a special. Hit them up and see what's good, we have to look underneath and within with this energy as well. So it kind of sheds also more light to the 10 of Spades and doing that healing work. The 8 of Diamonds, because it's in the sun, is going to shine light on what it is that we need to do, right? What it is we need to do. The Ace of Spades is like, there it is. Now what? And there's going to be an energy of sacrifice and boundaries that need to take place in order to shift these values so we can really see some change, the change that we want to see, right? And that is also because the Ace of Spades has a 7 of Hearts challenging it. It also has a 7 of Hearts reward. So those two are tied together, right? So it's like the more you look within and tackle those things that are showing up for you, and they're going to be front and center for you. It may not be for the whole world to see, but they're going to be front and center with you, for you, and you may want to share with the world, just to offer insight. But you're going to have to shift and make some changes. The 7 of Hearts is like, there's excellence here. What are we going to do with it? Like, what do we need? What fat do we need to cut, literally and figuratively, to make this happen? Right? The 7 of Hearts is the reward. So you get to step into a higher you. The 7 is spiritual, right? In terms of cardology, it's the number in the middle, right? It is the number in the middle. It is connected to the mundane and connected to the spiritual realm. So the reward is being, oh, I just heard India Ari, back to the middle, that song, getting back to the middle, and being able to operate from there. I'm also seeing the cross, which interestingly, we're going to talk about the cross as well, because that is in the spread of the 8 of Diamonds, that cross. this energy, right? So getting back to that middle, right? The four corners, but you being in the middle. That is some ancient technology right there. So you may find that you are going to cleanse this week. It may be cleansing your space, cleansing your desk, cleansing your body. Maybe you're literally cutting the fat. Maybe you're not eating meat this week. Maybe you're not eating, particular starches or carbohydrates this week. But I don't want to say that because that's in fruit too. But maybe you're cutting some things out, right? And usually that'll start food wise, or can be most effective, because as you take away things from your diet internally, the certain things just don't vibrate, right? Certain energies just don't vibrate, and you're like repelling energy all day long. And by way you repelling, you're able to center and focus, getting back to the middle, that's 7, on things that really matter, that allow you to elevate in your process, your business, spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally, right? So it's a powerful, powerful, beautiful week. And once you get that energy, right, the cosmic lesson, kind of holding a Saturnian-like energy as well. But this is your greatest teacher, is Beyonce. No, I'm just playing. But it is a 7 of diamonds, which is her card, right? So the 7 of diamonds sits Venus, Venus. So this is our lesson in attraction. We're having a lesson in attraction this week. How we attract. How do you attract? What have you attracted this week thus far? Those things are going to tell you exactly how you attract. So being mindful of that. Again, it's another 7 after your reward. You got another 7. So you're still sitting right in the middle of that cross. You still connected spiritually, and your heart is in the right place with that 7 of hearts. And here comes the 7 of diamonds. Like, let's get into these values, son. So we can start attracting. Let's get you to that level, so you're attracting the things that you actually value, not just the things you used to, the things that you currently value right now, in the now, right? So we're operating from the now, and that will bring forth the future. The moon energy, back into Cancer, not back into Cancer, but planetary placements. Moon energy is the 5 of spades. Moon deals with the woman, the pregnant woman, the home energy, your mother, my mother, you as a mother. The 8 of diamonds I know a few 8 of diamonds. They can be really into you, or really just like, I'm done. And so this is like that 5 of spades energy. It's like, I'm obsessed with you. I'm going to give you all my energy. I'm going to like basically love on you and mother you, with this 5 of spades here. And it's like, when it's done, it's done. And again, like the sun, the sun is different every day because it's a new day. Right? It's like gonna love on us. You can get to soak up all this love right now, right now, right now. Okay, I'm gone. Bye. You got it in for the day. I'm good. Even though it's the moon, right? But keeping with the analogy of the sun. So yeah, the 5 of spades is like wanting to know, wanting to be involved, like very much invested, right? right there. Which can seem a little interesting because the 5 deals with shifts, right? And maybe again, shifts, right? The sun, they're during the day, during the night. It's like, I'm over here now, right? And the spade energy is that elder dealing with all the cards, all the suits, the heart, the club, the diamond. So yeah, that energy shifts. And so there's 2 5s in this spread as well. 2 3s, 2 5s, 2 7s, 2 aces. Ooh, ace, 3, 5, 7. Wow, okay. Yeah, a lot of odd numbers here. Um, Interesting. And the transformation card is the Jack of Hearts. So we're getting back to that cross, right? We talked about being in the middle with those 7s. Can't really see my arms fully, so I'll just the cross, right? The cross. This is the Jack of Hearts is a card of it's like the Christ card energy because it actually sits at the cross. It's not right in the middle, but esoterically, remembering that Ace of Spades, esoterically the cross is even, and particularly in Ifa is even, right? But anyway, the Jack of Hearts deals with sacrifice. It deals with love, um, juvenile love, love of the children, jovial love, like just young love, teenage love, and young love, really, because it's so just unrestricted, unlimited. What's the word people be using for, you know, love is boundless, right? It's like I just love. It's yeah, you may do this and you may do that. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. But there's still just love there, right? It also deals with sacrifice if we're thinking in terms of the Christ like energy, there was a sacrifice made along those lines. If you think of comedically also being, laying down and the sun, that energy being laid to rest and then emerging, right? Re-emerging, the re-emergence, so the sacrifice of the sun, in a sense, that transformation there. And it's transformation because again, that Ace of Spades, this is the Ace of Spades Jupiter card. Sacrifice. There's sacrifices that need to be made to transform, right? So that is the energy of the week. Y'all have any questions? Y'all have any questions? I know some of y'all just popped in here recently, but yeah, that's the energy of the 8 of Diamonds. This was kind of a longer live than I have been trying to do, like 30, 40 minutes, but the energy just wanted me to slow my pace of talking down. So I listened. But do y'all have any questions, any comments, anything? My energy was like, bring out the cards. Oh, look at the Joker popping out. If anybody wanted to do a tarot style session, we can do that. If not, I'm cool as well. But yeah, I mean, I'll take a donation for that. Take a donation for that. If anybody wants to have a card or 2 or 3 pulled for them, you can send a donation. I'll put my little Cash App in there. In the meantime, that's also Venmo as well. Same thing. But yeah, okay, the phone keep shifting. Let me